Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Young at Heart, featuring nursery rhymes, stories, songs, poems, Mother Goose, Aesop's fables, Lewis Carroll, limericks, larks, epic stories of the great operas, and such. To keep us all young at heart, I'm Father James Diluzio. You find me on the floor this evening, and I'm going to tell you chapter 12 of the original version of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. This is my summary. For copyright reasons, I'm not reading you the text, but really, of course, the text is better because there's wonderful little jokes and metaphors and stuff that I can't quote directly or read for you, but definitely better. But here's the summary anyway. As you recall, there was a great rejoicing when Fire Eater, the puppet master, became very, very empathetic towards Pinocchio, and actually all his puppets, none of them are put on the fire to cook his mutton well done, and he decides to have it medium rare. So then the next morning, which is the beginning of chapter 12, Fire Eater asks more about Pinocchio's father, Geppetto. And again it's reiterated how poor Geppetto is. Again, the contrition of Pinocchio for what he has done with the school book and all the trouble that ensued. And once again, Fire Eater sneezes quite a bit and says, "Here, I have great pity for your father. Here's five gold coins. You take them, return them to your father. He can buy himself a jacket and you can go to school, and let him know how sorry you are." "I will gladly," says Pinocchio, and off he goes. Now there's no mention of all the other puppets waving goodbye, but we can imagine that as well, since they were so fond of him at the onset. Okay, now as he's walking along, who should he meet but a fox and a cat? Now it just so happens that the fox seems to have been injured. He's only walking on three paws, and the other he holds up and bent, and he's leaning on the cat, who allegedly is blind. I say allegedly because you shall find that he is not, but he's pretending. So the fox is leaning on the cat because of his lame leg, and the cat is being led by the fox, who can see, and the cat allegedly cannot. "Where are you going?" said the fox and the cat to poor Pinocchio. He says, "I'm going right home to see my father. I've not been very good, and I wanted to tell him that I'm sorry. And by the way, do you know, Geppetto? Have you seen my father anywhere?" "Yes," said the fox, not the cat. "The last time I saw Geppetto, he was standing in his doorway, shivering in the cold, and calling out this name, Pinocchio, Pinocchio." "Well, that is I," said Pinocchio. Oh dear," said the fox and the cat. He says, "But I'm going to make it up to my father. I'm a wealthy man now." "Wealthy?" said the fox and the cat, almost in unison. "Yes, I have 5 gold coins, and I'm going to buy my father a jacket so he won't be cold, and I'm going to buy myself a school book so I can finally become a smart boy." "Well, you don't want to go to school," said the fox. "It was at school that I fell and hurt my leg, and now I'm lame." "You don't want to go to school," said the fox. "It made me go blind. It's too much reading, eye strain, terrible." But there just so happened to be, in the spot where they were, as they were walking along the road, in a tree, a white blackbird. A bit of an oxymoron, but that's right from the text. A white blackbird. Perhaps there are such things. Comment if you know, or if you've ever seen such a thing. But the white blackbird called out, "Pinocchio, Pinocchio, don't listen to these fools. They're mean, they're crafty, they're dishonest. They'll get you into trouble." Well, unfortunately, the cat who had excellent ears, heard this white blackbird let go, runs away from the fox, who falls flat on his face and up the tree and gobbles up the poor white blackbird. "Why did you do that?" said Pinocchio, who was really cultivating a sense of empathy now because of his encounter with the fire eater puppeteer. "Oh, I had to teach him a lesson." "What lesson?" said Pinocchio. "To mind his own business. It is rude and insulting to listen to other people's conversations." "Oh," said Pinocchio, and he started to think about it, but he thought about it with not a very good feeling about it in his heart. "Well, tell us more about these 5 coins, said the fox once the cat was back in position, and he's now standing and leaning on the cat. Well, I told you what I'd like to do with them." Said the fox. "You know, you can get more than just 5 gold coins." I'm going right home now," said Pinocchio, and he starts marching along the road, but guess who follows him, limping and hobbling and blind as it was? "So wait," they said. "You know, there's a special field where you can bury your 5 coins into the earth and say a prayer, and the next morning it will grow into a tree to give you 500 times what you have in your hand right now." "Where would I do this?" said Pinocchio. "Ah," said the cat, "it's a place called Dodo Land." "You Dodo?" "Yes," said the fox, "in Dodo Land there's the Field of Miracles. Plant your coins, and they will be reproduced 500-fold. In fact, your 5 coins can yield 2,500 coins." "Think of what I could do with that for my father and for me," said Pinocchio. "Take me there," he said, "and then I will really be a wealthy young man to help my father." And so the chapter ends with these 3 marching off to this alleged Dodo Land, to this alleged Field of Miracles. And what do you suppose is going to happen next? Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless everybody. See you next week.